Hi everyone, my name is Fernanda Lozano. I am a PhD student in the Population Health program, and today I'm going to be presenting on the public health workforce, and we're going to be looking at its composition, occupations, skills, and education. This topic is really important when it comes to understanding the public health workforce dynamic because the strength of the public health system ultimately depends on those within it. And understanding who makes up this workforce, what skills they bring, help us identify gaps, workforce needs, and opportunities for improvement. So that brings us to our objectives. So to guide the presentation, there are three main objectives. First, I'm going to be going over the size, distribution, and composition of the public health workforce in the United States. Essentially, we're trying to look at who is the workforce and how has this changed over time. Second, I'm going to go over the different types of professions and occupations within public health, since this field is incredibly diverse and there's so many roles within it that there really is a place for everyone. And third, I'm going to be going over the key skills and competencies expected for entry-level public health professionals, as this is especially relevant for those wanting to enter the field or get an idea of what to expect. Before we dive into the roles and data, it's important to first define what do we mean by a public health worker. So, public health workers are individuals who carry out the core functions and essential services of public health. So, this is different from clinical providers as they typically focus on treating individual patients. Public health workers focus instead on improving health outcomes at the population level. So, think about entire communities, entire regions, or even countries. So, an example would be instead of treating a single patient with hypertension, a public health worker instead might try to design a program that aims to reduce hypertension rates across a community. Another important point to point out is that not all public health workers have formal public health degrees. So many can come from different fields like nursing, social work, data science, environmental science. There's so many different backgrounds where they might come from. But what's important to know is what defines them isn't necessarily the degree, but more so their focus on population health and prevention. So the public health workforce is extremely broad in the sense that where people work and what they do can look very different. It can vary. So in terms of settings, public health workers can be found in many different areas, such as government agencies, hospitals, nonprofit organizations, academia, pharmacies, even emergency response teams. When it comes to work context, their roles align with the 10 essential public health services that we covered in our last video. So these include things like monitoring health trends, developing policies, educating communities, and responding to health threats. What's unique about this public health workforce compared to others is that there's no single pathway into it. There isn't a single required degree or a single required background to enter the field. Instead, it's a broad, multidisciplinary workforce made up of people contributing their different expertises towards a common shared goal, which is to improve population health. So let's go over characteristics of the public health occupations. So because the field is so broad, different frameworks like the Public Health Workforce Taxonomy and the Bureau of Labor Statistics classifications are used to organize and define roles. These frameworks are helpful because they help us describe public health jobs, and it organizes them based on different factors. So type of work being done, required competencies, educational background, and career pathways. It's important to note because without having the standardization, it can be difficult to measure workforce trends. It can be difficult to look at and identify shortages or how to plan for future workforce needs. It also helps students and professionals better understand how different roles can fit within the larger overall system. So, public health careers can generally be grouped into four main categories. So first, let's look at professional and scientific roles. So these look like epidemiologists and biostatisticians. They primarily focus on analyzing data and identifying health trends, for example. Second, we could look at management and leadership roles. So this can look like program managers or health department directors, whether it be in the community, the state, the high national level, in all sorts of areas. But these leaders primarily oversee programs and make strategic decisions. Third, technical and outreach roles. So this can look like community health workers, health educators, and they typically aim to directly work with communities to implement programs that can help improve population health efforts. Finally, support services. So looking at departments like HR, finance, and IT, which maybe one wouldn't commonly associate them as being a public health opportunity, these roles are still important for maintaining operations within a public health workforce. So this shows that public health isn't necessarily just made up of one type of job. Rather, it's an entire system made up of different roles working together. So, one challenge in public health is actually estimating the size of the workforce. So, because there's no single definition of who counts as a public health worker, estimates can vary. However, trends show that the governmental public health workforce did grow from 1980 to early 2000s, but then stagnated and even declined. A major factor of this was the 2008 recession, which unfortunately led to budget cuts and workforce reductions. It's important to highlight and note this because it shows ongoing workforce challenges, including funding, staffing shortages, which continue to impact the system's ability to respond to public health crises. So, when we look at gender distribution, the public health workforce is predominantly composed of females, with about 79% identifying as female. This is pretty high compared to many other fields. While this reflects strong representation of women, it also raises some good questions about leadership distribution, pay equity, and workforce dynamics. Diversity in general, including race, ethnicity, and background, it's also super critical in public health because a diverse workforce is better equipped to serve diverse communities, which is important in public health. So, one surprising finding is that most public health workers in the overall workforce don't actually have a public health degree. Only about 14% have a master's of public health or a similar degree, but about 86% come from other educational backgrounds. So this is pretty cool as it shows how interdisciplinary public health is and how broad and how many people come from many different backgrounds. People enter the field from nursing, social work, biology, and many other areas. And this really highlights how diverse the public health workforce is and what its goal is to contribute to overall population health efforts. And diversity is important to acknowledge when attempting to address this. So, one surprising finding is that only about 14% of the workforce has a formal public health degree, which means the majority, about 86%, comes from other degrees. This reinforces that public health is inherently interdisciplinary. For example, when we look at someone with a background in data science that might work in epidemiology, their role is absolutely valuable. But we also might look at someone with a social work background that maybe their focus is more on community outreach. Again, very valuable role, different role, but valuable, and it still contributes to the overall public health workforce and public health efforts. This diversity of educational backgrounds can be a strength, but it can also create challenges when it comes to ensuring consistent training and competencies across the workforce. Just another thing to keep in mind when we're trying to get an understanding of how the public health workforce and the dynamics work together. So, this slide highlights the variety of job roles within the public health workforce. So, these roles can look super different and they can range from administrative positions to highly specialized scientific roles. The overall takeaway here is that the overall workforce, when you look at it from like an outside bird's view lens, there's no single career path, and roles can vary widely depending on organization, setting, context, community, state. It can vary based on many different factors. But this diversity is what allows public health systems to address complex health issues from many different angles because of how diverse it is. Local health departments are a critical part of public health systems because they directly serve their communities. They're part of the community, they're integrated in the community. So this is a critical and key strength of understanding the whole system. When we look at local health departments, their workforce typically includes a mix of clinical staff, environmental health specialists, health educators, and administrative personnel. Altogether, these teams are responsible for example, implementing programs, responding to outbreaks, addressing local health needs. They tend to be very adaptive and tailored to what their community needs. So this can look very different across different communities. Because they operate at the community level, they often face unique challenges such as limited resources and a high demand for services. So, when we want to talk about skills, public health professionals need a combination of both technical and interpersonal competencies. So, some important ones to know, strong communication skills, especially when you're working with such diverse community populations. Being able to understand data analysis, so being able to do data analysis, interpret health trends, being able to understand what numbers mean above just what the simple data shows, but more so understanding the high level trends going on. Cultural competency, very important so you can understand the community and understand the culture of what's going on in the community to better be able to understand and tailor programs and health initiatives for them. It's super important to understand policy understanding, program planning, and evaluation because all these skills are essential as public health problems are, as we've been covering, complex and they often require collaboration across multiple different sectors and multiple different disciplines because it's not enough to identify a health issue. It's also important to communicate it effectively, be able to design an intervention, be able to evaluate whether it works. And in order to do those um, multidisciplinary things, there's a lot of skills needed to be able to work together to accomplish these. For those of you interested in exploring more specific career paths, the following chapters in your book can provide more detailed information on the different areas of public health. So each area, like epidemiology, nursing, and environmental health, they play a unique role in improving population health. And together they form an interconnected system that if you look at it from a multidisciplinary standpoint, they support prevention, protection, and health promotion efforts. So all in all, the public health workforce is diverse, multidisciplinary, and essential for improving population health. Being able to understand its composition, its dynamics, how they all work together within the system, how the different roles and the skills, how they all come together, it's critical to note because it helps us better prepare for current and future public health challenges. Thank you all for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions. If anyone wants to reach out to me, here's my email. Thank you all and have a wonderful day.